All right, so here we have some interesting facts. 43,000 plus U.S. bridges rated structurally deficient. 6 billion gallons of water lost daily to leaky systems. 7.3 million families lack affordable housing. And infrastructure spending dropped from 5% of GDP in the 1950s to under 2% today. So when politicians talk about budgets, they're not broke, they're just spending your money elsewhere. But anyways, this is a topic that was brought up by Vivek Ramaswamy when he was running for president, and Charlie Kirk talked about this as well. And basically, it's about tradesmen, tradespeople, that there seems to be there's a lack of. So there's a lot of trades. There's a lot of trade jobs that are not being fulfilled, and basically, you already know a lot of people are pushed towards college. Like one of the gripes that I have about my high school counselors is that they never mention doing something other than college. Like, and I freaking I hate them for this. Only thing they talked about was doing a college tour. For me, it was like all my high school counselors, they were all black, so they all talked about the black college tour. So we went to a college tour. They only talked about college. They never talked about entrepreneurship. They never talked about the trades, which, interesting enough, they did have a portion of like the Hispanic kids that will come. They were sent off to like trade programs at other schools so that they can learn how to weld and do like shop and stuff like that. And in high school, you didn't really think about it like, oh, I'm just gonna go to college. But they never brought up money. They never talked about money. They were all women. So we didn't have any male high school counselors. Wish we had some male ones there. But they didn't talk about money. They didn't talk about student loan debt. I didn't know what student loan debt was. They talked about the FAFSA once, but I didn't understand it was like a loan, like just back then, like you're 17, not really thinking about it. And this is back in like 2004 or 2005. So you're not really thinking about what it's going to cost you. I didn't know what interest was. None of this. These high school counselors didn't tell me about none of this. And now, I remember back then, I did manage to take one shop class, and it was the only shop class. They actually opened it up for like 1 year, and I remember I took it, I signed up for it, and it just sucks that they never. I liked working with my hands. I enjoy it. I like that type of work. I didn't know what I wanted to do in college. My brother did engineering, so eventually I was like, I guess I got to do engineering, but I don't work in it anymore, and I just never had a passion for it. And I wish there was a guidance counselor that talked about the different trades and what you can do, or at least have those professionals come into the classrooms like a junior year or senior year, and to give us that perspective. So sure, okay, you want to do the college tour, do the college tour, but then also show us another option where, okay, entrepreneurship, real estate. They didn't bring up none of this shit. And it's just like, damn, like now in debt, a lot of us in debt, we're not working. I know a couple people that graduate like my same year as me, they're not working in the field that they did their study in. And it's just like, man, why did they put us down this path? And it's just like as if this was the only option. Like if we don't go to college, we're gonna be losers. And you definitely don't want to go to community college, because that means it's like 13th grade. Like that's how we saw it back then. So anyways, that's one of my gripes, where it's just like, I wish I would have got into the trade. I wish I would have had someone that kind of taught me about just entrepreneurship, or someone just to speak on it. So that's the big thing. So with this one, I actually, man, am I gotta fix this. And this one, there's a TikTok of this woman talking about it, and I'm gonna let her speak. I thought she was really, good. She had her cuts and stuff like that in the video, but she was doing her thing. She's like in construction, but there's a comment section that I was looking at, and I wanted to comment on and speak on. So I'm gonna bring her up, and here There you go. I'm gonna let her do her thing.
Know how to use a wrench because we told an entire generation that college was the only path out of people who know how. We are running out of people who know how to use a wrench because we told an entire generation that college was the only path to success.
Yep.
Welcome to the silent collapse of America's tool knowledge. In the next 60 seconds, I'm going to break down why we're facing such a massive labor shortage, why it's not just about workers, but wisdom, and how that is bleeding into your everyday DIY projects. Tighten up. Because when we say tradespeople are aging out of the workforce, that's not just a catchy phrase, my friend, that is a crisis. Let me give you a staggering statistic. Over half of skilled workers in America are over the age of 45. Welders, plumbers, and
So this is one thing to keep in mind. You have the baby boomers and all these people. This is separate from the point, but a lot of these people that own these businesses, like what do you call it, dry clean, all these other shops, they're getting older and eventually they want to retire. And so I can see in the near future, this is going to be an opportunity for people to buy up those businesses. And you can find some good deals, make some arrangements or whatever. But anyway, that's besides the point.
electricians, that number is even higher. That means that the people that are building your homes, fixing your HVAC systems, and wiring your buildings are mostly over the ages of 50 and 60, and they are retiring fast.
So men, listen up, this is for you, because mostly it's us men that do these physical demanding jobs. So if you don't like the position that you're in, you like working with your hands, this is an opportunity to look forward to. But I'm just gonna let her talk a little bit, and then I'm gonna go to this comment section.
Every 5 people who are retiring out of the trades, only 1 is coming in to replace them. Did you know that in 2025 the construction industry is down 500,000 workers? That's really terrifying because, well, who's gonna build our houses and our bridges and our buildings? But also, these people are going to be taking decades of tool knowledge with them. We are losing technical confidence, tool fluency, and a sense of belonging in the trades. Meanwhile, and this is really scary, DIY is booming. In the last 10 years, we have gone from something like $325 billion in 2015 to $570 billion in 2023. And that is over 75%. We have DIY exploding, but the people who actually know how to use the tools, the tradespeople with 30 years of experience, are retiring faster than we know how to replace them. We are building more than ever, but we are flying blind. That is where I come in. I build Broadway sets, music festivals. I've been on construction sites, and I am here breaking down the barrier between intimidation and understanding, because I don't...
Okay, so basically she just talks about what she does, and you can kind of figure out what else you're going to talk about. But anyways, this comment thread was actually interesting. So this person says the trades don't pay like they used to. When I got out of high school in 99, I've done about every part of building a house, concrete, whatever. And the pay hasn't changed much in 25 years. The benefits have disappeared. I was making $50K in 2001, 2 years out of high school. Most trades still struggle to make $50K. If they want people to consider trades, they need a reason. All right, so can you figure out, this person is telling about themselves. Can you figure out why he's saying this? I'll give you like 10 seconds, because he's saying something that I'm noticing, and the other people someone is gonna talk about it in this comment thread. All right, there goes your 10 seconds. This dude is just hired help. He's not talking about, okay, I started and I got into business. If you're gonna go into trades, eventually you need to elevate and start the business, and then have employees doing it, the younger ones coming up. Like, it should be a cycle. You shouldn't be staying where you're at now. He's talking about 99. He's been doing this since 99, so 25 years. Not much has changed. Why are you in a job or career where you're pretty much making the same money after like 25 years? I'm just going off of what he's saying. I was making $50K in 2001, 2 years out of high school, most trades. So I don't know if he's still making that much, but he's talking as if nothing really changed in 25 years. Most trades still struggle to make $50K. Maybe he's one of them. Maybe he's just not letting go, but he's not talking about a business. So that's the one thing I know is you got to keep moving up. You got to keep increasing your skills. You can't do the same thing. This is not the 1900s anymore where you can just be complacent. And this is what he sounds like. This is where he can be messing up. Okay, just depends on where you work with that trade. I'm multi-skilled tech with a few years experience, making well over 100K. Okay, this dude, he's hired help, but he's finding a position that he can make. He has a more, notice the difference in tone. He sounds more positive, like, oh, okay, there's still something there. Got to find niche jobs. Like, it's like, hey, don't give up type of thing. This dude seems like he's just complacent. So this is probably on him why he's making what he's making. He's probably not even the best. I'm just being honest. Like, the way he's talking, this guy look like he's improving. You tell me, like, what does it sound like to you? Does it sound like tell me, like, does it sound like the second guy seems really into his work and he's moving up the ladder and he's becoming more valuable for the company versus the second guy? The second guy's like, hey, this is just how it is. 25 years in, I've been doing for 25. You know, it is what it is. People still struggling to make 50K. Like, it's a difference in tone, the way you convey yourself. Okay, this guy comes back. I finally found where to take all my experience to make over. Okay, this is the same person. Cool, over 100,000, but the general labor force has to work 50 to 70 hours, so he's doing the overtime. So a big portion of that is the overtime. Over 100K can be 101K, so it is what it is. You also got to think about the hours you're putting in to make a decent living, which is why people aren't willing to sacrifice their body to make. You just gotta. This is what I'm big on. What is your purpose? What is the journey that you're on? What are you working towards? Because someone that's making this much money, there are stories of people that make like 40,000 a year, and they're able to have so much in savings, so much in investments, and then they can live the life that they want. They like, you're on a journey. This is not the final stop. I'm glad. Okay, this is the same person. I'm glad you were able to find it, bro. And I don't doubt that one bit. It's not enticing enough for them to get started and get the skills that are necessary. Yeah. Opportunities for a good career path are rare in the trades. Okay, this one seems defeated. And getting more and more rare. Seems like the only route is learn a trade and start your own business. Oh, there you go. So I guess he didn't do it yet. So he knows the solution, but then it just comes down to what is it that you want out of life. This is why I talk about the financial audits, because it puts everything in perspective and you can understand, okay, how much, because he's talking about money. This is really very relevant. He's talking about money. He's talking about the trades not making enough. How much do you need to survive to get to the lifestyle that you want? How much does it cost? Does he know his expenses? I don't know. I can't really tell from here. But taking that time to really understand your behavior, your habits, really important. Been that way for decades. I paid all I could in my shop. Sometimes I didn't take a check, but my employees were my lifeblood and I valued them for it. I mean, everyone ain't struggling. If it ain't working, gotta do something different. Close it down, do something else. Respect, that's even more rare because you're always going to need these skilled tradespeople for sure. It's mostly tradesmen, so I guess skilled tradesmen. You're 100 on that. One main thing, my man, in like 98, 99, I started stick framing houses. Started pay was $10 an hour, good money. Post 2,000 for an entry level job, and I could frame anything cut right. Okay, he wrote a lot. 15 an hour. Within a year, he started paying me work. So 64,000, 86,000 third year, 94,000. It's like 2003. I'm living it up, man. Fourth year, the fallout we were getting. Okay, outbid by people that don't even speak English. Yeah, that's another thing. Illegal immigration, that fucks everything up. Could even make 40 grand in a year. One kind of major, drug addicts. It was ruining my life, but I was still killing myself. Absolutely. I'm trying to see. I feel like a drug addict because I'm still chasing the awesome income, but it's just, yeah, if something isn't working, you gotta be brave enough and comfortable enough to make pivots. Can't keep doing the same thing. Like, the world doesn't stay the same. It's always moving. You got to move along with it. You got to make adjustments so you don't get caught up and you just burn out. Because of greed and not appreciating the ones that created civilization, what's going on. So watch it all burn before my final days. I guess this person just gave up. Yeah. I don't know. My thing is have multiple streams of income. It depends on where you are living in the country. You're talking about the U.S., but you know what? If you got a skill set and you're not afraid to do something new, go abroad, because your skill set can be used in other countries that are trying to get up there. You will be the top person. You be the top chief, because you just being from America, you having the experience. You can go to another country, even work with do something with the government where you're just like, hey, this is what I was doing back here. Your top chiefs that you have right in this or trade or whatever, they're not good. I can outperform them. They will give you some money. Lower cost of living, most likely, and you can live a good life if you're willing to take that step. Like, don't be afraid. Like, this world is big. You don't have to stay in America. You see an opportunity elsewhere, look at opportunities globally and just ask yourself why. If you're hesitant, is just ask yourself why, especially if you don't have kids or you're not married or anything like that. Like, why not do this shit now when you don't have those type of responsibilities? But regardless, if you're in America and you're in this position and you're trying to think of what to do, I mean, honestly, have a journey of where you want your money to go. Audit your money, know what your expenses are, decrease your expenses, get the audit, 3 months, 6 months, do the whole year. But the whole point is understand, where do you want to be? What type of lifestyle do you want exactly for yourself, not for anyone else? Think about what you want for yourself. Write it down somewhere. Don't just keep it in your head. Just write this stuff down. And then ask yourself, how much realistically would it cost? Once you get those numbers, like you're trying to be a CEO of your life, get data, facts, statistics. You have to know this stuff so that you can make a reasonable, logical decision. And then you won't be operating in fear or reacting to something that happened. Oh, layoff. Oh, okay, I gotta do this. No, you're measured in your decisions. You're measured in your steps. And then from there, you can say, okay, this is how much money I need. How am I gonna get there? Okay, I have the skill set. I might not like doing plumbing that much, but that's not the focus. I'm just on a journey. 3-year journey. 3 years I'm gonna be out, or 2 years. 2 years I'm gonna transition to this, and then I'm gonna stack money because I decreased my expenses. I saw how much I was spending every month. I'm gonna decrease my expenses, and the income is gonna stay or rise a little bit because I'm really giving my all. The cushion, the difference between is gonna be my savings. Put that aside in a high yield savings account. Invest some of it so that, okay, I got money coming in, getting streams of income, maybe a rental unit, a dual unit, house hacking or whatever. If I got a family, have that conversation with my spouse, like, hey, this is where I want the family to go, or this is what I'm thinking. What do you think? How can you help, contribute, or whatever? That's a plan. And when you get that plan in order, think about the people that don't think like that. They just go with the flow. So you're already ahead of the curve. That's why you're gonna be successful. If you're thinking like that, you're thinking like how these billionaires and like mega millionaires that are not in entertainment. You already know a lot of them just lose their money. But the ones that really built it from the ground up, this is how they manage their life. It's very intentional. And then they go through that journey, and then they reach their milestones. They have milestones for themselves. They have definite goals, smart goals, and then they accomplish what they want to accomplish. And then people hate on them. That's just how it is. So put yourself in a position. It's like, okay, what do you want? What are your expenses? Can you decrease your expenses? Do you really need to live in that apartment, that house? Do you really need to, especially if you don't have a family? You don't need that much space. It might feel comfortable, but comfortable for how long? If it's stopping you from really achieving where you want to be, cut that shit out, because the biggest expense is usually going to be your housing. If you could do that, you can look around the horizon. If you're open globally to opportunities, you're going to be in a better position. You can really enjoy life. You don't have to deal with the Debbie Downers, what you call it, the people that are you don't have to deal with the people the people that are always negative and always thinking negative all the time. You can hang around other positive people. Go into social events. Go to social events. Talk to different people that you usually don't talk to. That's what I used to do. When I was really out there and I was really trying to do something new and grow, I would go to so many social events. I don't like the professional events. They tend to be too dry for me. And people just, at least back then, they like to just pitch their business card. I freaking hate that shit. I like to go to social events because I'm in DC. Most people are professionals. Go to social events, you start talking with people, and then it's like a second thing where they talk about what they do. But the main thing is just the event. And it just seems more organic. That's my trick. And so you go there, you talk to people, and it's just like, okay, cool. You're building your network, you're getting ideas, you're coming across different people, and then you can make your move from there. So that's my recommendation. But anyways, need more tradesmen. Infrastructure is crumbling. People are getting older. This is opportunity. If you have an interest in it, you can pivot or whatever. This is just for those of you that are looking at it. But anyways, hope you appreciate this video. Let me know how you're moving in this situation. Are you interested in the trades, economy, or in the industry? Are you already in it? What can you say about it? If you think you're doing good, share. What are you doing differently than most other people? Because apparently there's a lot of people complaining. So how are you making it work? And those of you that are just kind of burned out from it, what would you do differently? If you don't want to do the trades anymore, okay, what would you do differently? What would you do different? Can you switch up your livelihood? Can you switch up your expenses? Let me know. Subscribe if you haven't already done so. Leave a comment, like this video, share with anyone you think will be beneficial. This video will be beneficial to, and I'll see you in the next one.